Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with NetherSX2 and NetherSX2 Classic. And both NetherSX2 and NetherSX2 Classic got brand new updates. So taking a look at the GitHub, and the changelog is the exact same for both of these updates. So at the time of filming, NetherSX2 version 2.1 and NetherSX2 Classic version 2.1 are the latest updates. So they say here, this release should correct any performance loss and visual regressions found in the NetherSX2 2.0 release, while coming with a nice performance boost and several bug fixes on top of that. They go on to say hardcore retro achievement support has been fixed, and also fixes for the fog wall and Wrath of Cortex and black eye textures in the Jack games. And there's a bunch of other fixes for a whole bunch of other games, including Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now they go on to say here, Google Play Protect may give you a warning when installing the APK due to us using test keys to sign the application. And save states are not compatible between 3668 and 4248, so NetherSX2 Patch and NetherSX2 Classic. Furthermore, they say older Mali devices may have rendering issues and or crashes on Vulkan with certain games. And generally, this just requires the use of OpenGL to get past the problematic parts of the game before switching back to Vulkan. The latest Mali chipsets do not have this issue. CHD files made with Create DVD will not work with the emulator unless the zlib flag is used. Newer texture packs made in or after 2024 will not work. And newer retro achievements will not work. Any achievement sets made in the last year and a half may not work with NetherSX2. So overall here, I would say these are pretty big updates for NetherSX2, and I think a lot of people will be excited about the performance boost. Now, NetherSX2 is not available on the Google Play Store. Right now, it's only available on GitHub. And if you're interested in it and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, link will be within the GitHub link in the bottom of the description below. I don't hide my sources. And speaking about PlayStation emulation, but we're going up a few generations, we're talking about PlayStation 4 emulation with ShadPS4. And ShadPS4 seems to be making some serious progress. Now, it is worth noting this is more of just a friendly heads up and an announcement. The announcement's up right on their website, and they say here, Last of Us Remastered reaching menus in version 0.11.1, work in progress. So they go on to say here, it wasn't a while since we released version 0.11.0, and we already have some progress on the new WIP version. After some fixes in AJM, we now have The Last of Us Remastered reaching menus. Some other games also got improved, and some other surprises are coming, but let's talk and see The Last of Us for now. Stay tuned for more updates soon. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. And continuing to talk about emulator compatibility, next up here we're talking about EmuReady. Now, we've talked about EmuReady in the past, where it started out as a whole compatibility project and has since turned into something like a launcher as well. Anyways, EmuReady Beta is on the Google Play Store, and this is the beta testing version of it with the latest and greatest features. There's a brand new version of EmuReady on GitHub. So the new version here is EmuReady Lite, and they say here EmuReady Lite brings the EmuReady compatibility database to Android with a touch-first experience. Browse handheld and PC compatibility reports, follow trending reports and emulators, and keep your watch list synced while you're away from your PC. They do point out, though, that EmuReady Lite does not include early access features such as the setup wizard or the launch tool that can boot games directly into supported emulators like Eden and Game Native. So at the time of filming, EmuReady Lite Android app version 1.0.1 is the latest update. And they say here EmuReady Lite is available for everyone to sideload, and it's on its way to be released for free on the Google Play Store. And to reiterate, they say this app will be a free stable version for anyone who doesn't need the latest and greatest cutting-edge features and just wants the comfort of EmuReady on their phone. And if you are wondering about the cutting-edge features, here is one of them in action. They've got a brand new setup wizard preview video up on YouTube. It's titled EmuReady, making emulation on Android as easy as possible. Now, at this point in time, I don't even think the setup wizard is part of the EmuReady beta. Overall here, it seems like EmuReady has a lot of very big things planned for it. And speaking about big things planned, next up we're talking about Qualcomm. And Qualcomm released a bunch of information that I think has a lot of people excited. So no joke here, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 does seem extremely powerful and also very promising. So not only are they boasting full Unreal Engine 5 support, they're saying that the Snapdragon Elite Gen 5 compared with the previous version is going to have 23% GPU performance improvement, 25% ray tracing improvement, and a pretty huge power savings. Now, if you wanted to learn more about this one, GeekerOne has a brand new YouTube video that I'd recommend checking out that goes over the performance figures in a lot of detail. One of the biggest concerns I have is the overall TDP. From my understanding, it's going to be about 20 watts. And that makes me wonder about battery life and cooling. And not to really put a damper on things, but GeekerOne does say in their opinion that this generation is moving forward slowly. And furthermore here, and this might surprise you, they're saying that the A19 Pro from Apple has the best CPU performance. The MediaTek GPU has the best GPU performance, arguably not best drivers, but anyways, that's a conversation for another day. And the Snapdragon 8 Elite is the most balanced among the three. And on a side note here, it appears that performance above 10 watts, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 cannot compete with the Dimensity 9500. That's pretty wild. Furthermore here, and arguably a little bit more exciting, Qualcomm compared the Snapdragon X2 Elite against Intel and AMD, and they're claiming here 44% faster in single-core performance, 75% faster in multi-core performance, and 52% faster in graphics testing at the exact same power. It does appear they are comparing it against the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX370 and the Intel Core Ultra 9 288V. Now, for more information, I would recommend checking out this article from WCCF Tech, who I think sums up the presentation very well. But taking a look at the Snapdragon X Elite Extreme here, and I'm very impressed with these numbers, at least on paper. Honestly here, I've got a mini PC on the way that contains the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX370, which I was very impressed with the performance numbers on paper and also the sound level of the fans on paper. We'll have to wait and see in practice. But if this chip holds true, I mean, ARM computing, ARM gaming may be the way of the future. Now, that may be a hot take. We're going to have to wait and see moving forward here. But I would assume with the recent announcement of the partnership, per se, between Qualcomm and Google for the Android PCs, as well as Steam and their work on ARM, I am very curious to see what happens moving forward. And speaking about moving forward, and not with baby steps, next up we're talking about PlayStation, who just had a pretty big state of play. Now, if you wanted to see pretty much everything that was showcased, I'd recommend heading over to the PlayStation channel and just checking out the trailers for literally everything. Some of the big things that were announced here were the Wolverine game. I mean, we already knew about this one from the Insomniac leaks. The gameplay, though, looks really impressive overall. It's very gory in terms of the trailer, and the game looks really good, at least in my opinion. And also here, something very interesting were these PlayStation speakers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a release date or price for these speakers just yet, or specific specs. But it does appear they will be wireless, and there will be a USB-C dongle for ultra-low latency. It will work with PS5 and PC, and also on Android via Bluetooth, and maybe even iPhone via Bluetooth, or pretty much anything that has Bluetooth. I'm very interested in these overall, and I think these will be pretty cool for gaming. Let me know your thoughts. And another thing they announced here was something I've got mixed emotions about, and that is Deus Ex Remastered. If you played the original game and now see the remastered graphics, I wouldn't necessarily say that these are great remastered graphics. That's just my opinion here. It still looks outdated by today's standards. Not to say that the update or the remaster of this would make it look great by today's standards. But in my opinion, it could have been done better. Maybe that's a hot take. And I mean, taking a look at the comments here, and the top one says upgraded visuals from 2000 to 2005, and I would agree with that. I never asked for this, Adam Jensen. I'm getting GTA Trilogy Demaster feeling about this. What a shame. I always thought this remaster would be done by Night Dive Studios, and man, I wish it had been. What a shame. But I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on the matter, so let me know in the comments below. 1, are you excited about the remaster? And 2, what are your thoughts about the remaster and the graphics and the comments? Are they on base or are they off base? And on a quick side note, Deus Ex Remastered is up on Steam, and it's available to be pre-purchased. It's releasing on February 5th, and the overall price of this in Canada is $35, so I'm guessing in the States it's between $25 and $30. And speaking about stuff on Steam, next up here we're talking about Ultrakill. Now, if you're not familiar with Ultrakill, this game was released back in 2020 and has an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam, the best review score you can get. And it's been reviewed by a whole bunch of people. I would say this game has been enjoyed by a whole bunch of people. And now this game is in collaboration with Palworld. So here's the official collab announcement from Palworld up on Twitter, and they say, "Fight back hell in style. Gear and weapons from the cult hit Ultrakill are coming to Palworld. Gear up with iconic weapons from Ultrakill in this unprecedented collab. Coming soon." Let me know your thoughts about that one. And speaking about collaborations, kinda, next up here we're talking about Microsoft and Japan. And this one was kind of leaked earlier on, but now it's official. Forza Horizon 6 will be in Japan. Now, unfortunately, at this time, it's just a teaser trailer, but we're expecting to see some gameplay in 2026. Let me know your thoughts about this one. And speaking about stuff revealed at the Tokyo Game Show, next up here, we're talking about Monster Hunter Outlanders. If you're on mobile and you like Monster Hunter, this one may be up your alley. Now, unfortunately, I don't have information in terms of release dates or pricing, and I'm hoping it's not going to be free to play. We'll have to wait and see on that. At this point in time, there is a closed beta sign up on their website, and you can check out their YouTube video for more information. And speaking about free-to-play stuff in mobile games, last up here, we're talking about Fire Emblem Shadows, which has just been released by Nintendo. So Nintendo is calling this one Real-Time Tactics and Treachery. It is available for Android and iOS, and it's free to start with optional in-game purchases. So Nintendo says here in their press release, the gameplay of Fire Emblem Shadows combines real-time strategy and social deduction. One of the 3 allies participating in each battle is secretly a treacherous disciple of Shadow. Players choose to take on the role of either a disciple of Light, aiming to find their way through a labyrinth, or a disciple of Shadow. And then after the initial battle, players will vote to determine who they believe is the treacherous disciple of Shadow. The outcome of the vote affects whether the next battle is more favorable or more challenging. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below and if you've played it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and the legendary one fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.